Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. I finally took down my Christmas tree.
Boo. When I walked into Savannah's house, all I felt was just depression, naughtiness.
Okay, see, I am surprised that is coming from you, since
I like the
you
lights.
are such a Grinch that you literally claim to be one.
I know I am a Grinch, but I like the Christmas lights. Like, they're just all, like, I always keep up Christmas lights in my room all year round.
Do you still have some of your decorations
No.
at your house?
No.
See?
Well, we have
It
a
was getting
snowman.
late. Oh.
Inflatable.
I have snowflakes outside.
Outside. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Mine's
so,
outside too.
See?
Yeah, well, whatever. I still have Christmas lights in my room.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Gotta have them.
Well,
But no, it's fine. It's back to normal.
mm-hmm.
January sucks.
I know.
Low-key. I'm
January,
not trying to be negative.
It has me so tired, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I need it. Okay. We need to stop with the negativity, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I want it to be like May.
It's gonna be May.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we have fun things planned in February.
True.
So, like, that'll be fun. And it is getting darker later already. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
And it's only going to keep getting later. And we are almost finished with January at this point.
True.
So it can only go up from here, is what
I
I'm
know.
saying.
No, you're right. That's, yeah.
Because the year just gets better and then downhill
Yeah.
when it gets to Christmas. Because I'm the Grinch.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again.
Another update for the audience. We had our first snowfall here.
What was the second snowfall?
Okay, what? All right, fine, whatever. We had our
It
first
was.
real snow day though.
Yeah, you're right. It was, how many inches? 5, 4?
Was it that many?
3.
I thought it was 2 or 3.
Oh, honey, not in my house. I do live closer to the mountains than you, though. I live 20 minutes away. I think I had 4.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a
because
good
my
amount.
whole entire foot sank into it when I stepped in it. So
Oh.
my whole shoe.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that deep, but it sure was.
Yeah.
So.
Did you go
That was-
sledding or anything?
No. No, in fact, we binge watched the first season of the new Goosebumps.
Oh, okay.
Me and my family.
Fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I built a snowman.
Do
So.
you want to build a snowman?
My
I know, I
God.
want to knock him over so bad, but Savannah won't let
Don't.
me.
Don't.
Okay, when he starts melting, can I knock his head off?
No, I want to see how long it'll stand.
Savannah never lets me have any freaking fun.
You know what's creepy about it? I think its face started to melt off.
It did, and
Yeah.
it is scary.
Yeah.
What if he comes alive and gets you? I guess that'll be next week's story, guys.
Yeah.
It'll just be me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Unless the snowman gets Garrett. I guess we'll have to see.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I guess
Updates
we'll
will
see.
come, I guess. My neighbor built a giant snowman. I'm talking, and it probably has to be
Really?
7 feet tall.
Really?
And then beside it is a 4 foot tall one, a mom, a dad and a mom, and then a baby that's
Aw.
1 foot tall.
Aw.
It's so cute.
Okay.
But I want to knock it over too.
Yeah.
But they put way too much time, so. What if just something bad happens to yours on accident? And it wasn't me.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I can't prevent it. So.
Okay. Well, anyway, moving on from that. Not moving on, we also shoveled snow and ice. That was,
Yeah. It was a lot.
yeah, go to my TikTok. Rip TikTok probably. But if it's still
Yeah.
up and working, I do have a TikTok on my account of Savannah.
I guess
She
we
was
don't know
scraping.
for sure, but
I know.
honestly, I think it. I don't know. I
Yeah, I
guess
don't
we'll see. But by the time this episode
I
airs,
know it's
it might be
theoretically, yeah. But in the future, who knows?
I know.
So if you can still access my TikTok account, you can see the video. And actually, I'll save the video, so then I'll just post it on our story.
Yeah, we can just post it. But, yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. But I hope it's not gone. Anyway, I'm manifesting that when this comes out, it's not going to be gone.
I know. Something's going to happen.
Yes. Anyway, in other news, me and Savannah went and got our nails done. And
we
I
did.
figured we should give them a color update.
Oh, yeah. True.
Well, you can go first.
Mine's like a light pink. Very pretty.
I have no idea how to describe mine. That's why I wanted you to go first.
It's
like a light purple.
Gold.
Wow.
That's what I would say. Is it not?
Well, I thought it was like
more purple. Oh, it is actually pretty purple.
It's too. Like silver/purple, and it's cat eye, so it kind of looks like. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I actually don't know how to describe it. It looks really cool though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They're beautiful. And, yeah. Anything else going on with you, Savannah?
Well, a lot, but I'm not going to share all that.
Yeah. Life. It's hard. But.
Yeah. The moon. Okay, the moon has got me.
Savannah, I fear Savannah is becoming Gru.
Oh my god.
She's like, we're going to steal the moon.
No, I'm not going to steal the moon. I'm just mad. You're
just mad at it?
Yes. And only because I saw one singular TikTok saying that the moon is affecting people right now. And I believe
it's affecting you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's affecting me too. I can't lie. So yeah. We're not in agreement with the moon right now. Hopefully next time we'll be on better terms with her.
It
she'll
goes
change.
through phases, obviously. So maybe the next phase will be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But if you don't have anything else, Savannah, you can get into your story.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the Lizzie Borden house.
Oh, dun dun dun, for real. That's a juicy.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, does that name ring a bell? But it sounds like it does.
Oh, it sure does.
It sure does.
It sure does.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, Lizzie Borden, she was an American woman who was tried in court and actually acquitted of tried for the axe murders of her father and stepmother.
And for those of you who don't know, acquitted means let go.
Yeah,
so she did not get in trouble for the crimes.
No one was charged actually for the murders. So they never found out officially who did it.
T.
And the house that where the murders took place is now haunted.
Dun dun dun. I mean, that's kind of inevitable.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So, looking at the family, Abby, she took care of the house. She was the stepmother, and then Andrew was the father of the house, and he loved this location because it was close to his business on Main Street, which was 1 block over from the house. So it was this house was in the center of town, kind of.
Yeah, it was in honestly the best place.
Yeah, but just keep that in mind for later.
Okay.
But so Abby was Andrew's second wife and his daughter's stepmother. After their mother, his first wife, passed away. So their mother passed away when they were young, and then he married Abby. So, and then Abby and Andrew, they lived there with Andrew's daughters, Emma and Lizzie. Of course, Lizzie Borden is the main focus here. And also they lived with a maid, Bridget Sullivan. And of course, there's this stereotype of the evil stepmother. Emma and Lizzie hated Abby. They hated her.
Of course. Of course they did.
Yeah. And Andrew, he was pretty wealthy. So, I mean, obviously to afford this house in the center of town, and to afford a maid and everything. So their family, they were pretty well off. And the girls, they even would fight with him about money when they got to adulthood, because I guess they probably felt like they needed more money and stuff. And they were like adults living in this house, not married or anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
You in that time period, like, this is the 1800s, because the murders actually took place in 1892.
wow. I don't think I realized how long ago that was.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. So back then, like, you know, a woman has to marry someone to even live in a house away from her parents.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can't just go get a job, especially if you're, like, wealthy and stuff. Like, you can't just, like, go and live on your own unless you have a man's wealth, which is a whole thing. So they just lived with their dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you know, also keep in mind when I talk about these murders.
Yeah. I have not forgotten about that fact.
So, the day the murders took place.
Ooh.
It's August 4th, 1892. And also August, like, that's gotta be so hot. No AC.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day it was less hot, but still probably hot.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Massachusetts.
Maybe it wasn't
So
that
it's not
hot.
that bad. Yeah, this took place in Fall River, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And also, these murders, like, they're taking place in broad daylight, basically.
My God.
Like, with people passing by
in
on
the
the
center of
street.
town.
Yes.
How do they not know?
I know.
Nobody
That's what I'm
heard?
saying.
I know we haven't even got there, but
yeah.
like,
So,
I'm just confused.
Okay, let's just go over it. So, Abby Borden, and Andrew Borden, they were both killed on this day, August 4th, 1892, and they were killed with a hatchet. Which is just so horrible to think about.
That's like,
and also, like, think about how listen, I'm not saying that Lizzie did it. I'm just saying whoever did this, that's crazy to, like, do it to one person and then have to go and do it to the other.
I personally even feel like that fact alone makes it seems less likely that Lizzie did it because of how strong and, like,
True.
the energy you would have to put into hacking up someone.
I mean, I guess.
Like, I feel like that's, like, have you ever, like, cut a piece of wood, like, with an axe?
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of work. So,
Yeah.
not to be disgusting, but I feel like doing it to a person would also be a lot of work.
I know. Yeah.
But, I mean, who's to say? Maybe she was really strong.
True. So, okay, getting into the dirty details here. Abby was hit with 19 blows.
See, and that's a lot.
Andrew was hit with 10 or 11. Also, the person who had to figure that out, crazy.
Yeah.
So, and they were both in their 60s when they were killed. So Abby was 64 and Andrew was 69.
Wow.
And this was like the trial of the century. Like, everybody heard about it. Like, it was insane. Like, it's still
the trial of the century, honestly. Like,
it's still, like, talked about today.
It's one of the most famous cases of all time, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's heard. Like, I feel like almost everyone's heard of Lizzie Borden.
Yeah. In America, it's, like, really big.
Yeah.
So they were killed around, like, in the morning. Abby was killed between 9 and 11 a.m. And then Andrew actually came in and laid down for a nap, and that's when he was killed.
Wait, he didn't see?
I guess he was sleeping, and they came and, like, hit him. And the police were notified at 11 a.m., which is crazy. Like, just think about, like, there's literally people outside, like, walking by, and someone's hitting you with a hatchet.
I know. Like, they had to be screaming, unless, I don't know. I guess you don't know, like, which blow was the fatal blow. Like, if it was the first one, then maybe
it was
silent, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I know.
so disgusting and horrifying to think about.
I know. So yeah, Lizzie was tried for the murder and she was not charged with anything. She claimed that she was in the barn at the time of the murders and entered the house later that morning to find her father dead in the living room. She was 32 at the time and, of course, single.
Mm-hmm.
And so the evidence that they had against her was that, like, they alleged that she tried to buy poison the day before the murders.
Okay.
So apparently, like, somebody saw her trying to buy poison, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody also had claimed to see her burning a dress several days after the murders. So it's just suspicious activity.
I mean, okay. Here's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
Why would she be burning the dress where people can see her?
I don't know.
That would
I
be
mean,
really
I guess I'm
stupid.
guessing she just did it at her house. Like, where else is she gonna go?
I mean, yeah, but like I guess you're right. I guess. That's,
I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely suspicious.
Yeah.
But also, that's pretty circumstantial. So
Exactly.
I can see why they couldn't convict her because.
Yeah. And also,
Like,
what?
Go ahead.
Fingerprint evidence was starting to become more commonplace, actually. But Fall River, Massachusetts, they were kind of wary of its reliability at the time because it's so new that you don't really know if it's actually reliable. So they did not test for prints on the murder weapon.
Interesting. Do we still have that murder weapon? Like, now I just want to see if we can test it.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm not sure about that actually. But so also the jury, it was an all-male jury.
Boo.
And the defense painted Lizzie as a rich Christian girl. So it's like, oh, how could she have done that? She's just so proper and she would never.
Yeah.
Just exactly kind of like you were saying, like, oh, she's not strong enough to.
Mm-hmm. Like, she's just a girl. She's just a little girl.
She's just a girl. She's just like, she just prays every night. Like, she's, so of course they acquitted her. Like, obviously they're going to say, no, this girl didn't do it.
No, of course not.
So her and her sister actually inherited their father's estate after they passed as well. So, like, that's looking like, I don't know.
I mean, but here's the thing, like, their parents are already old. Like, were they...
I know,
Were they, like, losing money?
It seems like this is what I would assume, is that, it said that they would fight with their father all the time about money and stuff, so maybe they were just kind of like they were just like done with it. They're like, we just need to get rid of
we just need to
get all the money ourselves.
Okay, I mean, okay, period.
I don't know. I mean, maybe not, but maybe because their uncle, their maid, and just like another stranger were all theories. So it's like they're like, okay, maybe the uncle did it, maybe a maid, or maybe just some random person came in and killed them.
Yeah.
So they don't know. It never was proven.
Crazy. Please, somebody, if you know, please tell me. I won't tell anybody. I want to know.
I know. Also, so she also stayed in the area for like the rest of her life too, after these murders. So if she did it, like, why would she stay, but apparently she said when all of this comes out about the murders and like the truth comes out, and I want to be living here so I can walk downtown and meet those of my friends who have been cutting me down all these years.
See,
so basically to like prove them wrong. Like,
see, I am teetering on the line of she's staying there to like prove like, see, I like didn't do it, and like be like, yeah, I'm not freaking guilty and this is my home and you can't kick me out.
Right.
Or maybe she's a little cuckoo in the head.
Yeah, right.
And then, because definitely for sure, there's no question, whoever acts them,
Yeah.
cuckoo in the head.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So
you're so right.
If she was a little crazy, had a little mental issues going on, I feel like her, I just feel like it could go either way. Like she could either really be playing the part and like acting, or it could be real. I don't know.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately, she never got to like prove anyone wrong, because like you said, like they never solved the case. Also, just random little tidbit, she started to go by Lizbeth later in life.
Probably just because, well, now I really wonder if she really didn't do it and she was like, I just have to change my name because like people are associating me with this story.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, like Lizbeth, it's like close enough to Lizzie.
Also,
it's also like
name.
a shortening. It's like another shortening of Elizabeth. So it's like just Lizbeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Also, we've talked about this before. I don't know if we talked about it on the show or not, but just people being named nicknames.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure she was just named Lizzie.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, you would think, like, that's short for Elizabeth.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, for example, my brother, his name is Josh. His name is not Joshua. Yeah. People they're like Joshua, and he's like, no, my name's just Josh. My parents, they said they just like the name Josh. Yeah. So they were just going to call him Josh. Yeah. So they did.
Yeah, so that's just like Lizzie. Yeah. And, yeah.
I like the name Lizzie. I would name my kid Lizzie.
Yeah.
Because of Lizzie McGuire.
I know. I know. Also, it does not seem like an 1890s name.
No, it
like
really
an
does
1800s
not.
Name.
Wait, so because of the time, she's for sure passed. She said upon right. Yeah. So I don't want to jump ahead in your story, but like she didn't say anything on her deathbed, like, oh, it was me, ha 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 ha.
No.
Wow, well, that's even more strange, I don't know.
Right. So, okay, I'm going to get into some of the hauntings.
Yes, let's hear about the ghosties.
So,
this is going to make me sad, honestly, if it's the axe victims.
So, we're going to go into the Ghost Adventures episode on this.
Oh, okay.
So, the Ghost Adventures crew, Zach and his crew, they pulled up to this house in season 6, episode 4, which, I mean, it varies from platform to platform, but that's where I found it. Okay, that's where we found it. So yeah, they go to the Lizzie Borden house that is now a bed and breakfast and also a museum,
which we need to go to.
I know, right? So the bed and breakfast is actually recreated, like the house is recreated to look like it did on the day of the murders. So it's like
crazy.
Just furnished the same way and everything.
Creepy, but I like it.
I know. Like, it's, yeah. There are just spirits, like, in every room of this house, honestly. So they started in the basement. Ew. And there was a tour guide that had gone down there and said that she saw someone down there out, like, the corner of her eye, and then she, like, felt like she needed to just sprint back up the stairs. Which, just like getting that feeling deep in your chest is like, oh, no. That's not good.
And being in a basement while that's happening, even worse. Never
good.
No.
There were also they showed some paranormal investigators that had come in and set up cameras, but one of their cameras moved by itself, like twice. And it would move to focus more on the people who were in the room.
Ew.
Because it was pointed to, like, sort of just the empty room. And then it would point to the people. Yeah. I know, and the fact that it would happen twice. And they were like, no, like, there's no cord here. I don't know how that happened. Like, no, not like anyone stepped on a cord and it pulled it over.
Yeah, I don't like that because it's like the ghost is like, you want to catch me on camera? Well, that's too bad. You can catch yourself on camera.
Right, I know.
Ew.
Exactly. So, also, there were, oh my gosh, losing my spot. The owner of this bed and breakfast now has 2 daughters. And one of the daughters, she said that she like stays in this house often, like just comes and hangs out there. But the other one said that she would not go in this house. Because apparently she had passed out there before, like fainted. So she was like freaked out by it. But then, of course, Zach asked her to come inside. He's like, "Will you come inside with us?" She said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And he even said in the episode, he's like, "You're really just gonna say yes that easily?"
Well, that took a lot of convincing, didn't it? Like...
Yeah. So, yeah. So then they go inside and like look at the place that she had fainted in and everything. And I mean, she seemed fine being in there. I think probably just because it was on TV. And she's like, it's okay. Like, whatever. Yeah. I'll get over it for this. But like, I get not wanting to go in there.
Me
like,
too.
On a normal day. Like,
definitely. And by myself?
I know.
No.
Right. But if it's for like, if Zach Bagans asks me to go in, like, sure.
Sure, Zach. Anything for Zach Bagans.
Also, so they were looking around a cemetery in this episode as well, trying to find, like, her stone and, I guess, probably other people in the family too. But they they started talking to a historian in this cemetery, and he talked about how the family had another murder previously, like, in the family.
Oh.
So, in 1848, 2 children were drowned.
Okay.
It's Lizzie and, what was her sister's name? Emma. Their sister, or no, their uncle. Their uncle's wife, so their aunt, drowned her children in a well. And then she killed herself too.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So that had happened in 1848, and then like
40 years later?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Like 40-ish years later. Yeah. Then her father and stepmother were killed as well.
That's weird.
And it's just like...
That's a weird coincidence.
Yeah, and so their spirits are actually also tied to the house. So the children and their aunt.
Yikes.
It's just all just bad juju.
That's bad because, like, I mean, we don't know the reasoning behind why she did that to her kids, but I wouldn't want to be like a psychotic break. But like those kids have to be stuck with their mom, I know, who killed them forever there. Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's just like a residual haunting, and it's not like, I know, they're actually stuck there. You know.
I know. They also have all the cool, like, ghost devices, right? So they had something called a REM pod, and it would beep when you asked it, like, questions. So he was saying, like, oh, say once, like, beep once for yes, twice for no. And he's just asking it, like, random questions, but I wrote down some of them. And he said, do you want to do us harm? And then it answered yes. And then he also asked it, are you evil? And it said no. So, interesting.
So they just don't like Zach.
Yeah, it said, I'm not evil, but I do want to harm you.
But however, I do not like Zach.
Yeah. They also kept talking about how cold it was in there. And it was filmed in, like, a warmer time of year. It's not like it was winter. The AC was off, the windows were closed. There's no, like, wind blowing. So there's definitely like cold spots in here. And I saw some other like sources saying that there's cold spots in this house. So just the typical ghosty stuff, you know. Oh, and they got a recording of a hissing noise.
Ew, that was a snaggity snake.
Yeah, something like that. They heard footsteps coming from the room that Abby was killed in.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's creepy.
I don't know, she's walking away, or the killer is walking away.
Yeah, like just the killer.
Maybe. Oh, such a creepy part of this was that a side table drawer opened by itself.
Ew. Absolutely not.
No, it was wild.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. That kind of stuff I don't like. And sometimes I don't trust it, because that happened to me once on an investigation I went on, where a door was open when I personally know that I closed it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, somebody could have opened it after me.
Yeah.
So I didn't believe them, but everybody was like, I swear I didn't. And I'm like, just don't even tell me that.
Yeah.
Because I know I closed it. So.
I know, yeah.
It freaks me out.
No, and also, like, the way that it opened and then they replay the sound, because you could hear something, and then he opens it and it sounded the same.
Because he wasn't in the same room that it opened in. That's what it was.
So he was in the other room. He heard something. He's like, what was that? And he goes back and the drawer is open. Yeah. And then he opens it and it makes the same exact noise. So you know that's what it was.
Ew. So creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So there was also some like one of the devices that they were using, I don't know, it might have been like what is the one that you have, Taylor?
The spirit box.
Oh, it's just called spirit box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that goes through like the radio waves.
Yeah.
Frequencies, different frequencies. They got one that said like, keep on killing, keep them coming.
Oh my God.
And it was like, what?
Let's not do that.
But sometimes, I don't know, sometimes they like play these sounds and it's like, oh my God, like I can't, that's what it sounds like.
Oh, but, yeah, and then it doesn't actually sound like it.
If you didn't put those words in front of it, I would not have gotten that. You know, it's like that kind of situation. Mm-hmm. So it might have been a stretch that it was saying that.
Totally.
But there was one very Class A clear, as Zach would say.
They always say it's a Class A clear.
Yeah. And they said thank you, Zach.
Ew.
So I was like, okay.
It really did say that. Clear. Like, it really was clear.
Yeah. And then also a flashlight randomly turned on.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like the last kind of big thing that happened on the show. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was a good episode.
There was a lot of just different spooky things going on in this house. So that's, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would go here, I think. Just
I would go here.
All the,
I'm trying to go here.
Yeah.
That's
and
not even
obviously
that far.
They do play up the spookiness of it, because they play up that it's obviously they're saying it's the house people were murdered in. Like, they know that it's, and
they
like
have it
a haunted
staged,
thing. Exactly. Yeah.
Like, of the murder, so they definitely know.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to make your money, girl. I get it.
Right. Okay, so as for the mystery part of this, because, this is kind of a 2-for-1, right?
Yeah.
There's, like, the mystery of the murder and also the hauntings. But as for the mystery of the murder itself, the law firm that took Lizzie's case still has all of her files from her court case, and some that have not been seen by anyone except for her lawyers. And it's at Robinson, Donovan, Madden, and Barry. So that's the law firm. But that, like, I think Robinson was her lawyer, and then it just turned into this other law firm after he passed. But so they
Wow.
They are locked up to this day, and she actually made the firm sign paperwork stating that they would guard the information in perpetuity. So, like, never unseal the files.
I want to see the files.
Right? I know. Like, the answer to this mystery could be in those files if she, like, had, for some reason, like, told them what actually happened, like, told them that she actually did it and they wrote it down or something.
Yeah. Or there could just be more clues that could help.
True. Yeah, that too.
So
yeah, like maybe there's more stuff
and also,
that they told.
Does it even matter now? Like, can we just read it? Because she's dead.
I know. There actually was a whole article I read about how they were looking, like, because of a different case, they were looking into I'm just saying, like, just they, I don't know who, but it was being looked into on if like how long after death stuff like this can be sealed, you know, like how, like, when does it not matter anymore? Just for like other court cases too, like, and I didn't see anything solid, but I think that was up in the air at one point, and like maybe one day they'll decide, you know what, no, like the law is that like after this amount of years you know, stuff like this can be opened up. So maybe one day, but they did kind of promise to her, they're like, no, we won't ever. So I don't know.
I mean, those people that made that promise cannot still be alive.
I mean, they're not, but like, I feel like it's also at this point, it's like their thing, right? They're like, we're not gonna do Lizzie
I'll just get
dirty,
a job
okay?
there. I'll just get a job there, and I'll figure it out. You didn't hear that from me.
It's in a locked cabinet, so you just gotta find the key.
Just get the key. It's probably on the computer.
Maybe.
It's probably digitized. We'll see. One day.
Hack in.
No, I'm not hacking. I
don't think it's. I feel like it's not on a computer. I think it's just.
Okay. Well, I'll go looking.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure, like, they had that cabinet sealed, like, since then. Like, they're sealing it up, and it's like, they're not letting anyone see.
Well, fine. Fine.
I don't know, but yeah, that's the story of Lizzie Borden and Lizzie Borden's house.
I really want to go there. We should definitely stay there.
Also, the fact that it's called the Lizzie Borden house when it's like, it was her dad's house. But honestly, and he died there.
Yeah, but everybody knows the name Lizzie Borden in the song.
Yeah.
That I wanted to sing the whole time, which also is incorrect.
Yeah.
But I've already forgot what it is.
Lizzie Borden had an axe
and gave her mother 40 wax. Hacks
or wax.
Hacks or wax. Hack/wax. Then she saw what she had done and gave her father 41.
Yeah, not correct in the numbers. Incorrect. And it was not an axe, it was a hatchet.
Yeah. But close enough, you know, it had to rhyme.
But like everybody knows that song. Like,
yeah. That amazing song that we just butchered. But
I know,
yeah.
I know.
We got there eventually. And that's what matters. But yeah, that's a crazy story. Maybe we'll have a 2.0 for when we go there, and then like our experiences.
I know.
Because I've heard this place is actually like real, like there's a lot of activity.
It really seemed like there was.
New year, new us, Savannah. I think we could maybe do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to write it on our very long list of places that we need to go to.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Well, anywho, I suppose moving along to my story, it's a way different path. We're straying away from the mystery and the legend of that and the true crime.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to a place that's all too familiar to us.
Okay.
We're going to the North Carolina, Tennessee Smoky Mountains.
Oh,
good old Appalachia.
All right.
And for you today, I have the legend of the Boojum and Hootin Annie.
Oh, okay.
Hootin being like hootin, like hooting.
Yeah.
But like in the country down here in the South, we say hootin. Hootin Annie.
Exactly.
So, we have, in fact, told many stories from this area of the world because Appalachia is kind of like a frontier in a way, because there's kind of no way to know if people have really even seen all of it because it's just so big. But I think that is a really big reason why there are said to be so many cryptids there. And maybe that's where they live. That's their little hangout zone.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, even I have had personal experiences in Appalachia that I can't explain. So I definitely believe that some weird stuff is going on there. And I was talking to my dad about this as I was writing this story, and he was like, Taylor, I grew up in Appalachia, honey. I know there's some weird stuff out there.
Yeah.
So that's how you know. But I did want to give a shout out to one of our followers, the Paranormal Lovers on Instagram, for suggesting this topic.
Okay.
So with that, let's get into the story, shall we? So most people say that the Boojum is similar to the Abominable Snowman or Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
So that's the vibe. Sometimes he has even been compared to the Wampus Cat, which apparently lives in the swamps of eastern North Carolina. And that name, Wampus Cat, sounds so familiar to me, but I could not find it at all on our episode list.
Yeah, like that actually sounds familiar to me too.
Right.
But maybe we just heard it somewhere else.
Yeah. So since we haven't covered it, be on the lookout because we will be covering it soon for sure. But anyway, back to the Boojum. His home seems to be Haywood County, which is pretty close to Asheville, North Carolina, if you know where that is. And though no one has been able to get very close to him in general to describe him really accurately, reports say that he stands around 8 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
8 feet?
What?
8 feet. And he is a mixture of a man and beast.
Interesting.
Yes. So they say his thick, shaggy, gray hair covers his body, and he has like a human-like face, but he's never been described as handsome. So the poor man
no, he's
is ugly. And I'm like, you couldn't even just say he's ugly. They literally he's never in his whole life once been described as handsome. And I was like, oh my God,
What?
guys, stop being so mean to him.
Damn.
Goodness gracious. There was no need for that savagery.
Literally, that's
He's already 8 feet tall and hairy, guys. Come on.
Oh my God.
Give him a break. I haven't seen him personally, but you're beautiful.
Seriously,
Boojum, for real.
Exactly.
Reports of him are typically people seeing him from afar on rocky mountain cliffs, or they're standing on the outside of a forest and they see him inside the forest. There are also reports of deep moaning sounds coming near hiking trails in these woods. And this is said to be the Boojum making these noises, trying to lure in some women. Which we'll get there. There.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, it is said that the Boojum's home is tucked somewhere in the woods in the Balsam Mountains of North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact, Savannah, when we went to Asheville for spring break, back in college, our Airbnb was on Balsam Mountain.
No way.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So,
wow. Okay.
we even stayed close to the Boojum, but
we did.
We didn't see him while we were there.
Wasn't there something though?
There was something.
I
don't know what it. I mean, we never figured out what it was, but
what if
that was scary. Stop. Because remember when we were in the hot tub?
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
No, stop. Because you're gonna freak me out. And y'all all left me out there to put the cover on the hot tub back because it was snowing, and we had to put the cover. And I was, first of all, imagine being outside, being wet in a bathing suit, and it's snowing.
No one else was out there with you?
I think one other person was out there, but still that cover was so heavy and it was freezing. And there was a monster in the woods, and it was probably the Boojum looking at us. That's sickening. Oh my gosh. Sickening. But as you may have noticed, I do keep saying the Boojum. So unlike other Bigfoots, this legend seems to, there is really only one Boojum. So he's not a species.
Right. Okay.
He's one of a kind.
Yeah.
So Locals do say do not go on a quest to try to find him, as he would be very scary to come upon, because if he feels threatened, he will attack. But he is said to be harmless if he's not provoked. So, maybe just be friends with him. He's a little shy guy. He's a big shy guy, But anyway, so the Boojum's known for having two favorite things in this world. Pretty girls.
Oh my God. No.
And precious, pretty gemstones, such as rubies, amethysts, emeralds.
Taylor, we're done.
We're done. We're done for. Yeah.
Damn.
Because, first of all, we're beautiful.
Pretty
Second of all, we
girls.
have so many gemstones.
Right? I'm saying.
Like, we're like, Boojum, come here and come and get us. But, I mean, I get it. Honestly, I agree with them.
Dang.
So,
You get it?
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, in the early 1900s, it was not uncommon for women to bathe in secluded mountain streams rather than spend money on a personal bathtub for their house because, they had nature's bathtub. And fun fact, I actually have done this in Appalachia. So that freaks me out even more. I was in a bathing suit, to be fair, because I was not going to hike up this mountain naked to shower.
Yeah.
Because one of my friends has a mountain house in the Appalachian Mountains, and they have a waterfall, and the waterfall at the top has multiple different streams, and essentially it makes like a shower.
Yeah.
So that was very fun. But now
bring
thinking,
out your shampoo.
Yeah. And it has to be safe,
For
water
the water.
safe.
Yeah, safe for the environment.
Yes, definitely. And it was. We made sure it was. Trust me. Dina's dad would not have let us put chemicals in that water.
Yeah.
But it was a very magical and fun experience. But now, thinking that the Boojum could have been back there behind a tree watching us, that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
But anyway, there have been many stories of women who would have a sensation that they were being watched while they were bathing. And so
oh my God, that's so creepy.
Yeah. So then obviously they would run away. And in one story, there was a group of women who were out in the woods gathering berries and such things as women do back in these times.
I mean, yeah.
And they came upon the Boojum.
Oh.
And obviously they ran away screaming. Duh.
Yeah.
What else do you do? Literally, what else? And this story that was the source that was writing the story was because the women were screaming and running, as women do. And I'm like, okay, yeah, as women do.
Yeah.
Sure. But anyway, because they were screaming, the noise actually alerted the men nearby. So an angry pack of men came surrounding the woods, to the women. They were like, we'll save you. We're your knight in shining armor, is the vibe we're getting. And so they go in the woods because they were like, okay, where's he at? And they're like, he's in there. Go get him.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll save the day. No worries. So they go. They're chasing him. There's, I don't know how many. I'm guessing 10 or something. They're chasing him. They get him to this creek river water source situation, and they lose him. He gets away.
Damn.
Yep. So it is claimed that this story actually happened near a really popular spot to find natural rubies.
Oh,
so maybe he was there for the rubies and the ladies both. Once again,
probably both, because honestly, gems also attract
ladies.
The ladies.
It's
so
facts. It's absolutely.
So they're gonna be found in the same spot.
It's absolutely true. It really is true. The legend even no. Gosh, sometimes I wonder, can I even read? No. But the legend says that though it was very rare that people ever found his cave that the Boojum lives in, it did occasionally happen. So he created this unique way of protecting his jewels, his precious gems, because obviously he has a ton, right? Okay, so he stores them at the bottom of these stone jugs.
Oh. And
then he fills the jugs with what he calls pertinent juice. And so what's funny is my family calls it pertinent juice, and I just think it's really funny that
what you
it's moonshine to those who don't know.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking
Yeah, they're like, let's get out the partner.
He has his own moonshine.
Yeah, so he's making moonshine. As he should in the Appalachian Mountains,
right.
He would be.
No, you're right.
He absolutely would
Obviously. Yeah.
That's just what you do when you live there. And so, yeah, he's filling these, like, stone jugs with this moonshine so that even if some person did happen to sneak up upon his cave and find his jugs, all they would do is drink it and then leave the jug, you know? Like, why would they take the evidence? Because it's a heavy stone jug. Like, they don't want to carry it. I mean, but me, like, in today's world, honey, that would be on TikTok so fast, and all the girly pops would be running to that cave.
Yeah.
First of all, I want the stone.
You don't want to run. You're going to run into this guy.
I might not. Like, maybe he won't be home. That's what we're just going to have to
You're going
hope.
to chance it?
Yeah, I would chance it. Yeah, I would chance it.
Okay.
He can't, because I feel like I would get there, like, first. We're pretty close.
I mean, you're right.
We have a good chance. So, yeah. But.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So anyways, when people do, so here's why I'm okay with going, and I would go, okay?
Yeah.
Because when people do find his cave, all that really happens, the most common story I found was that people find his cave, they're there 1 second, knocked out, and then the next thing they know, they're waking up somewhere in the middle of the woods.
Oh, creepy.
But they're fine. They just, like, have a headache, probably from getting knocked out. Probably, I'm imagining, with the jug. But, like, they're fine.
Yeah.
So, like, whatever. We're saying I get a, like, little baby concussion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So, you know. Many stories that we've told have way worse consequences than just that. So.
I mean, true.
I mean, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
So. You know, you may think that we may be nearing the end of our story, but you would be wrong.
You're not? Oh
no,
my gosh. Okay.
I have another character to introduce.
Oh, another guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actually, a gal.
Oh, okay.
So, the story of the Boojum, at least, you know, that the locals tell, is what I just told you.
Yeah.
The life of the Boojum. And it may seem, you know, that maybe he's, like, a lonely guy. Yeah. You know, there's only one of him. Mm-hmm. He's hiding in a cave.
Yeah.
You know, but...
He does seem kind of lonely.
I know, but he might not be as alone as you may think, because... So there was this beautiful young girl who lived really close to the woods that his cave is near. And her name was Annie. So the Boojum one day just so happened to see Annie, and I'm putting just so happen in air quotes.
Oh.
So he just so happened to see Annie while she was bathing in one of the mountain streams. Okay. And I mean, maybe to be fair, let me not blame him. Maybe he was looking for gems and just happened to see her.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But for the first time ever, this girl did not immediately get out and run away.
Oh. Okay.
She actually saw him at the same time. And she looked directly into his eyes and was instantly drawn to him.
Oh my gosh.
And Savannah,
okay. Yeah.
Love at first sight, Annie fell in love with the Boojum.
Oh my gosh.
Did you expect this?
No.
The Boojum had that riz.
That's what it sounds like.
Like, it's official. He has the swag. He picked her up so easy.
Damn. Just for her, though.
Just Annie.
Yeah.
Only Annie. So they got together and literally started dating.
Oh my god. What?
Kind of secretly, obviously, because I mean, what's she gonna do? Hi family, hi town. I'm dating this monster that lives in the caves back here. Like, it's kind of giving Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
But Annie agreed that really the only way to live would be to live in the caves. So she's like, okay, let's go live in the caves.
What? She's like, I love you so much, I'm gonna live in the caves.
What's she gonna do? Buy a house? She's like, here's my husband.
They can build a house out in the woods. You don't have to live in a cave.
You just said during this time period, women had to be married to a man.
It's the same time period?
Yeah. Oh. It's like 1900. So.
I mean, I guess you're right, but he doesn't have any money. He's got the gems.
Well, that's the point. That's why she's like, okay, it's fine. Let's just go. I don't have any money. You don't have any money. Let's just go to the caves.
Oh my god. Okay.
She's like, that's where we had to go. So, but I mean, I think that proves also, like, that's how much she loved him. Like, she was willing to go to the caves with him.
That's
Yeah.
Listen, you do you, girl.
I know. It wouldn't be me, but I'm just saying. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
And they did live happily in the caves for a while. But unfortunately, the Boojum, he just could simply not stop his love for gemstones.
Oh my gosh.
So he would often leave Annie for like really long periods of time to search just for more stones. And Annie, like every single day, would go out like right before the dark was about to set.
Okay.
Into the woods, screaming, calling for him, hollering. And they had a special sound, okay?
Yeah.
It's described to be a mixture of a wild animal screech and the hoot of an owl. I could not find an example, and I don't want to try, but do you want to try? It's the a wild animal screech and the hoot of an owl.
Oh, how do you even mix those? I don't even... Is the one after the other, or them at the same time?
How do you do that? Ow!
I don't know.
I don't know. But they had a secret, like, essentially language.
Okay. I see.
But, so when the Boojum heard this, he knew, like, okay, it's time to come home.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to be back.
Yeah.
And so they would literally follow each other's voices through the woods to find each other, which is cute. And apparently, this is where the term hootenanny comes from. You know the term hootenanny?
Yeah.
So if you don't know what the term hootenanny is, it's used to describe like a party or like a gathering of people. And so I guess because they were hooting at each other and gathered together, and her name's Annie, it's a hootenanny. And so that's her name became like her legend name became like the hootenanny.
That's what it's from.
I also said the same thing. So, you know, could that be fake? Sure, but like every single source said that, not just one. So
I mean, I believe it.
Listen, I don't know.
I'll believe it.
People of like Appalachia, tell me if that's true. Tell me if there's other reasons.
Yeah, but they weren't even having a party, so that's why I don't get why.
Well, I think people. It's also like a gathering.
Oh, to like call people.
And so I think it kind of started as gathering, and then maybe grew to party.
Okay.
Because my family, they're like, oh, they're having a big old hootenanny tonight.
Yeah.
They really
like
do.
That's how you would use it. But I'm like,
no, I get it. I know. What you're
guess
saying.
It does make sense. It's like, it's like they're calling you all in.
Calling you, like they're like, all right, come on over to the hootenanny, for real. But so anyway, moving on to this day, there are still reports of the Boojum being spotted. So the only way that this makes sense is it possible that him and Annie had children? Because obviously they're dead now. So realistically, he was not spying on us any of those times we were there.
Oh.
Because they're not alive.
Okay.
Now. I mean, unless...
I always just think cryptids are, like, immortal.
No, this one's different.
Okay.
This one's different. Unless they had a child.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's what people are like...
Yeah.
It's either people are just saying they're seeing him, or they're seeing something that is like a bear, but they think it's him, or they had a kid and now the kid lives out there.
Yeah.
So, just a theory. But also, random fact, but after all of this nonsense, especially the part where the Boojum, he was peeping on the girls bathing in the streams, right?
Yeah.
So, like, in the town, there were warnings sent out to women and being like,
oh my God,
if you're going to bathe in the streams, like, just be careful, watch your surroundings, there's peepers.
But this is also like while he's with Annie too?
No, this was before.
So that was before. Stop?
Yeah, he stopped.
Okay.
Well, I guess I don't really know, to be fair. I guess because he couldn't stop his love for gemstones. So I'm like, could he stop his love for pretty women? I don't know if Annie was enough. I just don't.
He's like, Annie, listen, I was just looking for gemstones and I just happened to be there.
You know what? And when he came back, he said, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
And that's where that came from.
That's exactly actually why Michael wrote that song.
Oh my God.
Oh, everything leads back to Michael in my life. I will tell you that right now.
Oh my God.
So, anyway, today, somewhere near, like in the Balsam Mountain area.
Mm-hmm.
There is a trail you can hike called the Boojum Trail. Personally, I would not take that trail. I'm not trying.
No, well, it sounds like it would be pretty if it's the trail that he would go on.
But is it the one that he lived on? I don't want to go to his house.
I want to see all the gems. Maybe he's walking through them.
I feel like they're gone by now. I feel like people have
and
already...
like waterfalls. I don't know.
Okay, well, yeah, maybe we should try it, you know. I'm down. I hate hiking, but I guess I'll try it. So, yeah, because, like, what if we run upon him? What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Run away?
Okay, we have to have some gemstones in our pocket.
We're like, listen, we'll trade.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? But then what if he's like, this isn't enough? Then what do we do? Run?
Yeah.
I don't want to get caught. But I just don't like the vibe that he's just like a little creepy towards women, you know? Other than that, I don't really have a problem with him. But I didn't see anything on any sources like after he got with Annie that he was with anybody else. So maybe he stopped being a little creeper once he finally settled down, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to hold out that hope for him.
I know. Yeah, hopefully, because that's his one fatal flaw.
Yeah.
Is that he's
a
creeper.
He's a little
creeper status.
Creeper status for sure. But yeah, anyway, that is the story of the Boojum and Hootin Annie.
Oh my gosh.
Fun. Very fun. Very.
The Hootin Annie.
That's the Hootin Annie. It literally brings out the country in my voice. So, and I can't talk country. I can't speak in that accent or I'll get stuck in that accent.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to stop myself.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the regular scheduled programming.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyways, go check out our Instagram to see pictures from this week.
Mm-hmm.
And also go check out our YouTube. I don't know if TikTok is going to be a thing anymore, but if it is, go check out our TikTok.
Okay, I don't want to... Listen, maybe they'll extend it. I don't know. We'll know by the time this comes out, so we might as well just stop talking about it, I guess.
Well, this is the last time that we will not know. So that's what I'm saying. Just go check it. Actually, you tell us if you can see it. How about that?
Yeah, and actually, if you live in a different country other than America, tell us if you could still see our page.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. Please, actually, because we would love to know if you can still see our TikTok page in other countries.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to, get rid of them all.
I don't know. We'll see. People, you guys will have to tell us, please. We're begging. But, other than that, go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please. But I don't really have anything else for you guys this week. What about you, Savannah?
Nope, nothing.
All right. Well, then I suppose we will see you guys next week.
All right, cue the music.